We're at Real World Studios and we're breaking down one of the main singles from the project, Gran's House, and the track's actually called Gran's House because that's what it reminds me of. It's a special tune to me because it reminds me of my grandma, and like she'd be around the house when I was living with her and she'd be singing this tune, this old school Punjabi village tune, and the melody was so beautiful, and I'd be like, like I know it from somewhere, like where's that from? She goes, oh, of course you know it. It's like, this is the song they sing at weddings, you know? And she explained to me the story. Can you sing it?
Yeah. Madaniya, hai ve mere dadya rabba kinna jammiya kinna nele janiya, hai ve mere dadya rabba.
Wow.
That means when we have daughters, you know, she born with me in a house, and she have to leave us. You know, she have to live with the in-laws. You know, in our culture, when the daughter leaves, the family gets sad.
And I thought to myself, like, I'm sort of living with my grandma, hearing her sing these melodies and old school tunes, and in the night I'm going to play clubs and festivals, and this crossover sort of like appeared to me, you know, and I thought, there's something there, like we can create something new out of this. So that's what we did, and Gran's House was born. So starting off, as always, I like to write on guitar, and I remember chilling like with my grandma, and like, we were messing around with ideas, you know, she was like singing the melody, such a sweetheart, and I came up with 4 chords, just simple but kind of, you know, just kind of suited the melody roughly, which was, I guess, A minor, excuse my slightly out-of-tune guitar, D minor, I think, and then F major, I think it's major. So yeah, that was the sort of bones of the harmony, and then I wanted to kind of create, I just want to create something magical, you know, that tune is like so precious to me. So sort of like finding the right instrumentation, I sort of played with kalimbas and harps, and we got this sort of sound here with lots of syncopation and just using the harmony really. And yeah, just there's like kind of an extra beat on the end of every, 8 beats or something, and that just gives it like a bit of extra tension, you know. It's kind of unusual for a dance tune to have that, but I don't know, try to make something kind of different, you know. So once we had that down, I actually asked a friend to come sing the melody line, and like we experimented loads, and I sort of warped the audio. I love like stretching and like mashing up audio and like making it, chopping it up even, and reharmonizing it as well, which is sometimes can sound weird but cool. And we came up with this. Yeah, and it's got some like vocal chops in there. It's kind of garagey, I guess. And then once that was together, really, I sort of did some synthesis stuff, and with synths, I just like them to sound analog, you know. Like I don't always record stuff with analog gear, but not overdoing it and just sort of making them sound like kind of very digital. So yeah, then I moved on to the synths, and I thought, okay, like let's try and do something with the harmony in the synths, and I just went for something really simple. I think it's some sort of retro synthy plugin. Yeah. And that just follows the harmony. I love these like little bleeps and bloops, you know, they kind of make me feel like I'm living inside a computer or something. So yeah, once we had the vocals and synths and sort of harps, that was all the sort of like melodies and harmony done. Then we went on to the bass, and the bass is like kind of like FM synthesis really. I sort of spent a lot of time like creating my own, messing around with like all sorts of different ideas, but fundamentally I just wanted it to be kind of hard for the dance floor and kind of almost a bit aggressive, you know, sort of like to balance the sweetness of the tune. So this is what we came up with. Oof. Yeah. And once the bass was sorted, it was just about getting the drums together. And for me, drums are always like this never-ending thing, you know, because like I always want them to sound as human as possible. I don't want them to sound, I almost want them to sound like a human is playing them, but you know it's a computer, you know, it's kind of, so you get all that sort of like transient hits and sort of like stuff that sounds great in a club, but then also like this human feel, you know, you don't feel like it's robotic. There's always like variation and stuff. So yeah, it's always fine tuning. But this is probably not the finished drums, but let's play them. Yeah, I'm kind of into that, they're cool. So yeah, with all those elements together, this is what we get. And that's how we made Gran's house.